Every single day, your body is basically a massive construction site. It's constantly building new cells, repairing tissues, making hormones, the works. So in this explainer, we're going to dig into the absolute non-negotiable essential materials it needs to get all that work done.
To really get why some materials are so incredibly essential, we kind of have to change the way we look at our own bodies. Let's start with its most basic job. It is a builder.
Okay, I want you to try and hold this image in your head. Don't think of your body as just a thing. Instead, picture it as this bustling, dynamic metropolis that is always under construction.
It's a metropolis in a state of perpetual construction and demolition. Think about that. Every single second, millions of tiny structures are being torn down and rebuilt. And just like any other city, this one needs a constant, reliable supply of very specific building materials to keep everything running.
So what are these building materials? Well, they're the proteins you eat. But here's the thing. Your body can't just take a whole protein from a steak or a bean and use it. Nope. It has to break it down into its fundamental little construction units. And there are 20 of them, and we call them amino acids.
So how in the world does a piece of chicken or a handful of nuts actually turn into the raw materials for your cellular metropolis? It's a fascinating journey, so let's follow it.
Okay, so it all starts in your stomach. The acid there begins to unfold these complex protein structures. Then, once they move into the small intestine, enzymes get to work like a precision demolition crew, breaking those protein chains down into individual amino acids. Only when they're that small can they be absorbed into the bloodstream and shipped all over the city.
So you can think of your bloodstream as this incredible river of supplies flowing through the city. It maintains what we call an amino acid pool, which is basically a 24/7 on-demand warehouse that your cells can pull from anytime a repair job pops up or a new construction project gets the green light.
All right, so we have these 20 different building blocks, but here's where the story gets really interesting. A few of them, they're special. In fact, you could say they're completely non-negotiable.
Let's use an analogy that I think is just perfect. Legos. Now, your body is incredibly smart. It can actually manufacture 11 of these amino acids in its own little factories. We'll call these the in-house Legos. But the other 9, they're like these unique, patented Lego pieces. Your body's factories simply don't have the blueprint. They cannot make them. These are the essential amino acids, and they absolutely have to be imported from the outside, from the food you eat.
And this, right here, is the critical question. What are the consequences when the supply chain for just one of these 9 special pieces breaks down?
Well, the consequences are pretty severe. All the construction projects that need that one specific piece, they just grind to a halt. Critical systems like your immune response or even the chemicals that regulate your mood, they start to fail. And here's the really dark part. The demolition crews, they don't stop. So the city starts to cannibalize itself, breaking down perfectly good muscle tissue just to scrounge up that one missing Lego piece to keep the most vital organs running.
So let's get properly introduced to some of the most important members of this imported construction crew. Who are these guys?
So where do you actually find these crucial building blocks? Well, they're in everyday foods. You're getting phenylalanine from something like Parmesan cheese, tryptophan from pumpkin seeds, and the one that's a huge deal for muscles, leucine from edamame. As you can see, variety is clearly the name of the game here.
And think of them as specialists with very specific jobs. Tryptophan, it's needed to make serotonin so it helps regulate your mood and sleep, kind of like nature's chill pill. Leucine is like the foreman of the muscle building crew. It literally flips the on switch for growth. Histidine is used to make histamine, a critical part of your immune system's alarm network. And arginine, it's crucial for circulation. Each one has a job that no other amino acid can do.
So the real question is, how do we take all this knowledge, this blueprint, and apply it to our dinner plate? How do we make sure our city is always fully supplied?
This is where you hear the term complete protein thrown around. All it really means, using our analogy, is a food source that acts like a perfect delivery pallet. It's got all 9 of those essential patented Lego pieces, and it has them in the right proportions. Think of things like meat, eggs, dairy, or soy.
So the bottom line is pretty clear. A varied diet isn't just some nice suggestion, it's a non-negotiable logistics operation for your body. You are the supply chain manager for your own personal metropolis, and making sure you have a steady, diverse import of these 9 essential amino acids is probably the most important job you have.
So I'll just leave you with this thought. Every single meal, every snack you have, it's a delivery of building materials to your city. The question is, what are you choosing to build with?